Hello, I'm Judith. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I am going to do a baked ham, but I'm not going to concentrate on that. What I am going to concentrate on is my favorite side dish to go with baked ham, and that's scalloped potatoes. So you need some sliced potatoes. I have 6 medium potatoes, and you don't want them sliced too thin, about 1/4 of an inch or thicker, depending on the size of your onion. You want to go with about 1/2 of a large onion or a whole medium onion, sliced. First off, we're going to melt about 2 tablespoons of butter on gentle heat, very slowly. We don't want this to brown at all. And we will add equal or a bit more of flour. Then the milk will go in. So for that amount, 2 tablespoons of butter, similar amount of flour. I have 500 mils of 2% milk. So let's get started on our sauce. Obviously the potatoes and the onions are already sliced, but we're not putting it together till we get our sauce made. Now that our butter is melted, we are going to add our flour, a little bit at a time, and whisk it in. What we want to achieve here is almost a crumb, a very thick paste. And as it cooks, it will turn into a crumb. So just about there. I mean, just a tiny bit more flour. And get your heat turned down because we don't want to burn anything. But if you can see that, it's a very thick, almost dry paste. Okay, we're gonna let the flour and butter combination cook for a little bit, and it will change color slightly and get a little drier looking. The one thing you don't want to do is put too little flour in, because believe it or not, that makes for a very grainy sauce. I know it's counterintuitive, but that is what happens. And just move it around a little bit every now and then. This will take a couple of minutes, depending on your temperature. Okay. Now that it's starting to look like, you can see that it looks like crumbs, and it's changed color a little bit, so it's a lot lighter. And actually what it smells like, believe it or not, is fresh baked shortbread. So with a whisk, we're going to slowly add our milk. And let's whisk it all in. So we do want to add quite a bit of milk to start. Make sure you whisk it until all the lumps are out. Okay. Now don't add all your milk at once. We've got it whisked, now it's smooth. We're going to turn the heat up just a tiny bit. And we're going to wait for it to thicken. And we will stir or whisk every now and then as it cooks. And we will add more of the milk as needed. Don't worry if it seems to get a little thick on the bottom. Just give it a good whisk. As long as you're not burning the bottom, you're good. Now, personally, I don't add any seasonings to my white sauce when I'm making scalloped potatoes. But if you like, this is when you would want to add them. Some people like tarragon or other herbs. If you want to make it a cheese sauce, wait till later, because you want to make the white sauce thin and then add the cheese, because that will thicken it. For my scalloped potatoes, I just use a plain white sauce. Now that we've got our sauce to the thickness we want, now we don't want it cement thick, we want it still pourable. So about a medium thickness, we are going to put our scalloped potato together, and then we will pour the sauce over it. So what we're going to do is take our sliced potatoes, where are they? Move things around so you can see them. And we're going to lay them in our casserole, one layer at a time. And then we will season with some salt. And be generous with your salt and pepper. No, not overly generous, because we are going to do that on each layer. And then we put onions. Then we do another layer of potatoes. And all we're trying to do is like cover the layer below, not make a really thick layer of anything. So we just want to cover the layer below, and then we're going to season again. Potatoes love salt, so don't worry about putting too much salt in. Well, actually, yes, do worry about putting too much salt in. You don't want to go overboard. But potatoes do soak up the salt. Now remember, our sauce that we're going to pour in is fairly bland, so it's also going to soak up the salt and pepper, and this will help season our sauce as well. That's a thick one. And press it down. Push them down the sides if necessary. There will be a lot of holes in there. And yes, because your potatoes are wet, it's going to be hard to judge how much salt you're putting in. Go. And that's the last of our onion. And here's the last of our potato. And do keep your potato in a bowl of water. Oh, that could be sliced a little thinner. If you do run across anything that's too thick, just give it a quick slice. Sometimes you don't get them all sliced as evenly as you hope for. There we go. Okay. Out of the way. Now, I'm going to take our white sauce that we made. Everything out of the way. And we are just going to pour it into our casserole. and it will sink down. That's why you want to make lots, because there's lots of space in there. Now this is a dish that's going to be enough for a family of 4 or more, depending on how your appetites are. So I have no problem with making a lot of scalloped potatoes. Now we're going to put this in a 350-degree oven, and it will take hour and a half, maybe a little longer, because you want the potatoes to cook through and be soft, and your sauce to brown and be nice and bubbly on top. When your potatoes are done, you should be able to slide a fork in and get no resistance. Just like checking for a boiled potato or whatever. And they should be nice and golden brown on top. And it's time to serve. This is what you want to see when you're serving your scalloped potatoes. Beautiful and creamy. And it comes out onto the plate looking just absolutely yummy. So there's my scalloped potatoes served with ham, some steamed vegetables, and some roasted peppers. My favorite way to eat ham is with scalloped potatoes, but they do go so well with other dishes like pork chops or chicken, any kind of roast meat. I hope you liked the recipe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you know when I post a new one. I'm hoping to get new videos up every Sunday morning. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.